Let's take a look at the Euro Yen for the upcoming October the 7th session. And we're looking at the daily chart here, and we've had some nice follow through, as you can see, on moves over the last several months. But again, we come in here and there's some nice up and down price action every day, up, down, up, down. Again, that lets us know that when we get into trade, we're not looking to hold on to it for days, maybe a session or so, and make sure that we take our profit in a very professional manner. As we go down to the 4-hour chart, you can see how tight these candles are. We've had this really nice consolidation period after this nice downward move. The MACD is still holding a bearish tone, as you can see here, just below the waterline, and that's significant to us. Now, are we having an inverted head and shoulders coming in here on the Euro Yen? In other words, left shoulder right here, head right here, and right shoulder over in this area. And I would say yes, barely, because I do like the trend line to slope into the neckline like that. You see the neckline sloping into price action, so we get an early trend line break. You could also be watching for a 1, 2, possible 3 bottom in this particular area. So we're going to keep our eye on a couple of those patterns overall. It's going to help us with our trades, but we still want to note that where the MACD is, and notice that we still have a bit of a bearish tone. So as we go down and look at the 1-hour chart, you can see MACD is very neutral. Again, still a little bit of a bearish tone, and we've had a hard time really getting price to commit. We've had really tight candles and then explosive moves. So what we're going to watch for on the Euro Yen for the upcoming session, as you can see, this was the low for yesterday. Any kind of close below this low right here on a 30-minute basis, we're going to look to sell. Again, 30-minute basis, we're looking because there's bearish tone to the MACDs on several time frames. Now, one thing that the Euro Yen has that some of the other pairs do not have is that we've had a really, really nice trend line come through here, through this level, over the course of the day. So we wouldn't mind a buy on a close above this on a 1-hour chart. It's kind of against the trend. We want to keep in mind with that. The nice thing with a close above this is it's already started to move above this. It's going to take, by the time we're doing this recording, this candle has another 56 minutes on an hourly basis to make its determination whether it's going to be above or below this trend line. But that, if you remember, we have a possible inverted head and shoulders, possible 1, 2, 3 bottom. The nice thing about this trade is if we can get into this early, we can take some of our money off the table as we reach this much larger trend line up here, and then leave some on to see if it's going to run. So initially, we're going to look for a close below this level here on a 30-minute for a sell, a close above this level here on a 60-minute for a buy. Likewise, the next trade we'd be looking at after that, in case we missed that, it would be up around this level. And any kind of close above this level up here, this inverted head and shoulders neckline, on the 60-minute chart, we'd be looking for a buy. And now the other thing we're going to want to watch for is for price to hold up at this area. Again, if price begins to get up here and just hold and not go anywhere, then what we're going to try and do is draw some kind of, again, futuristic trend line, whatever trend line exists out there in the future, and we'd be looking for a sell on a close below that on a 30-minute chart. So there's 2 buys and 2 sells we're looking for on the Euro Yen for the upcoming October the 7th session. Let's take a look at the dollar yen for the upcoming October the 7th session. You can see here daily charts, lots of price action again up and down. As with the other pairs, we're in these large daily consolidation patterns. We're going to have to take our profit quicker and in larger chunks. So look at this hammer. It's a huge hammer that came in here. And so far it's held, and we're going to have to see if it's going to continue to hold. Let's go down to the 4-hour chart. And on the 4-hour chart, you can see that we've created quite a bit of MACD divergence. It looks like MACD divergence, I should say. It's really not, because you can see that this was the low here. Price has not reached that lower, so we really do not have any MACD divergence. However, price is beginning to neutralize that downward trend on the daily chart that we saw right here. See that downward trend right there? On a 4-hour basis is beginning to neutralize, and that's happening because of this long period of consolidation we've had here for over a week or so. But there's nothing here on the 4-hour that's giving us a strong indication for a trade. We do like this bottom right here. That bottom to us is very significant. If we do break this bottom and close below that on a really good time frame, the odds are this low is going to be taken out. So let's go down to the 1-hour chart. Now on the 1-hour chart, there's a really nice trend line that's come across through here. We want to get this, the majority of these candles and wicks and things in there. You can see there's a nice trend line coming down at that level. There's a good support level right here. And we can see that we had an engulfing pattern on an hourly basis right here. Price went down and then bullish price action came in and engulfed it completely. We had to move up and we've retested that low. Now again, we have about 50 minutes or so for this 1 hour candle to close, so we don't know yet if it's going to be bullish above it or close back in this range. So what we're going to be watching for is a close above this level right here, this trend line on the hourly basis for a buy. All right, we're going to watch that for a buy, and we'd be assuming at that point that this low is going to be holding. Our stop would go just below these lows. Any kind of close below this level right here, again, remember it's a significant bottom right there. Any kind of close below this on the 1 hour chart, we're going to be looking for a sell. And it's because price has violated a very significant support arrangement. And you can see how powerfully buyers came into the market after that dip down there, really strong. So we're going to see if those buyers continue to push price up. So for the dollar yen for the upcoming October the 7th session, at this time, we're looking for one buy and one sell.